Hi, I'm Jenica Mayers, language acrobat and CEO of Interpreting Your Needs. Today I'm going to share with you something I learned this week while I was working as an interpreter in a disaster recovery conference. You know how we often talk about bouncing back from disaster? Well, for the first time, I heard these disaster managers use the term bounce forward. And I thought this is really a novel concept that applies to life. You see, often we think about bouncing back from a disaster and getting back to the place or the state that we were in before the disaster struck. And of course, in the Caribbean, we have so many different kinds of disasters, whether it's hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. And so these disaster managers were talking about bouncing forward. In other words, getting to a place or a state where you are even more resilient to disasters after coming through one disaster. And I thought of how this applies to our life. Of course, we're all on this journey called life, and obstacles, disasters will come along the way. And how we respond is very important because we could decide to take a step back in order to try to recover and get back to the place that we were before. Or, thanks to a disaster, thanks to a problem, thanks to an obstacle that we now have to overcome, we can actually bounce forward into a state where we are stronger, we are more resilient, having overcome that obstacle, and we have actually set ourselves further along the path that we were on, that we were journeying on after disaster struck. So that's the word I want to share with you for today. Here's wishing you a beautiful day, and that if you are in the midst of an obstacle, trying to deal with a problem, a huge headache, or in a disaster right now, a proverbial disaster, I wish that you will bounce forward.